Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let's go through LangSmith from LangChain. I had created 4 different videos about LangSmith and also the LangChain hub, which is inside the LangSmith 5-6 months before, as you can see on the screen, when it was introduced, let's say, but it was not generally available. You have to be in the waiting list, and once they approved you, you can use it. Many of you find that, okay, I can't use it kind of questions. What they did now in February 15, that now the LangSmith is generally available and there is no waiting list. Also, they have added new functionality into the LangSmith website. Why not create a new video out of it so that you get the fresh look of LangSmith. How the video will proceed is the steps as it is mentioned here. I will first show you what is LangSmith, and then navigate you through the UI on the surface level, and then I will implement it in one existing project. And after implementing it, we'll see the traces as well as other functionality of the Lang. And at last, I will show you what is the pricing and the road ahead of LangSmith. Let's get started. Okay, this is the website of LangSmith. As you can see here, get your LLM apps from prototype to production. I will, by the way, provide all the links of the things that I will be going through in this video in the description, so feel free to go through the links in your own time. Okay, so LangSmith is a unified DevOps platform for developing, collaborating, testing, deploying, and monitoring the LLM applications, right? When you have the LLM applications, you need to have all these things. If somebody provides you one place to do that, then this is really good, right? So as it is shown here also, before the 80k plus people signed and 100 million plus traces logged in, 5k monthly active users. And yeah, this is the life cycle. As you can see here, we develop things, we collaborate, we test, we deploy, we monitor, and it keeps on going, right? Yeah, you can just go through this website and see in depth information, but I want to show you these 4 things here. The main thing of LangSmith on a higher level is there is the traces that you can see, there is a hub, there is annotation queues, and there is the dataset. I will show you in the demo part how this looks like in the LangSmith website itself. If you scroll it a bit down, okay, these are the main things. As you can see, you can see the user feedback collection, advanced filtering, online auto evaluation, spot latency spikes. This is really good when you have a application, let's say in production. You want to know what is the latency things, right? And also the inspect the anomalies and errors. You want to track the cost and so on, right? So yeah, LangSmith turns LLM magic into the enterprise ready applications. And by the way, some of the questions, I really find this website helpful because they have this got a question. Of course, there is a question because is the company data, let's say, is the data being used or not, right? You can go through this, but I find this really helpful. Where is the data stored? Traces are stored in GCP, US Central 1. Organizations' traces are logically separated from each other in a ClickHouse database and encrypted in transit and at rest. I think this is really important topic they have mentioned here. And also the next thing is, let's say that will LangSmith add latency to my applications? No, it will not add. That is another good question here. Will you train on the data that I send to LangSmith, right? No, we will not train on your data, and you own all rights to your data. You can see the terms of service. This is another good topic. And also how much it costs. Yeah, this is the high level things. What is LangSmith? Now let us go to the LangSmith UI. This is the UI as you can see here, but you need to be logged in. I am already logged in here. But for that, how it looks like is if you go to this smith.langsmith.com, if I open this in incognito, you can see you need to, of course, sign up. Before you would have to be in a waiting list. Now you can just sign up with any of the things available here. So yeah, just on a high level, now let me show you what is in the UI. There will be the project section. Imagine a project, let's say you are creating an application. You want to have all the traces from that applications into one project. That is on a high level. I will show you this when we create this. And there is dataset and testing, meaning that let's say you have your LLM traces. You can create that into a dataset and then test also how it performs. That's the simplest possible way I can explain this. And annotation queues add human feedback to your LLM projects. I will show you one simple example how you can add, let's say, dataset into an annotation queue, and it's up to you if you want to go into depth or not, because not all the applications need all the functionality of LangSmith. And at last there is the hub, where there is the prompts, already available prompts, or you can create your own prompt and share it with others so you can use it also. So yeah, this is the high level things, and let me go to the notes. I explained you what is LangSmith. I navigated you through the UI on surface level. Now how to implement in your project, let's go through that. Okay, so this is the main website as I showed you before also, right? So we will be creating a new project here and then using the environment variables into our existing project. So I will go to this new project here. I will create a new project, or you can just give the default name here and just submit. It is created a new project here with the name given by default, and there is no LLM calls right now. There is no monitor, and there is the setup things here. So as you can see here, this is the thing that we need to copy, right? I can just copy this now and go to my VS Code where I have opened a project here. So this is the simple project that I have already shown you before also, the LangChain Olama chain lead. And yeah, I'm going to just run this simple application here. And there is this .env that I have already used. But what I will be doing here is just replace this with the one that I just copied. And I need to remove this export from here, because that is when you run that in the terminal. So I will just remove this. And now one thing is, we also need to replace or place the API keys, right? From where to get the API keys? If you go here in the LangSmith website, there is this API keys. Click on this one and create a new API key. So this is one which I have already created. I can delete this. So this is a new one. Copy this. I'm showing you this because I'm going to remove this once I create this video. So I will just go here and just Control V. I will save this one now, right? So all our environment variables are being set, and in Chainlit, how it works is, when we have the environment variables in the .env file, the app will automatically get those environment variables. I'm just having a simple chat UI where I'm asking, or I'm giving the system prompt, you are a machine learning engineer who knows most of the machine learning stuffs, right? The main idea here is not to go through the answer, but how the traces appears in the LangSmith website. So yeah, just to go again back to the website. So if I go again to the projects, and if I go here, which I just created, so this is the one, it is just created, right? This granddaughter 99. So there is no LLM calls, there is nothing traces, right? So now I will go to my terminal. So this is the LangChain Olama chain lead. So here I have already activated the virtual environment and installed the necessary packages. So I will just go here and run chain lead run simple chai ui.py. There is a typo chat UI, but you get the idea. So I will just run this here. So as you can see here, it says that loaded.env file, meaning that all the environment variables are being loaded automatically. So I will just go here and say what is ML, for example, right? So yeah, it is quite fast. I have shown you this example before also. And now this must be, let's say, traced. The trace of this LLM call must be in the LangSmith UI, right? Now, as you can see here, this is the granddaughter 99. And it is just shown here. This is the question that I asked, what is ML? And this is the answer being provided, right? So you can ask as many questions as you want, and all the traces will be shown here. So this is how the traces are being shown in the LangSmith. In the next part, what I will be showing you is, for example, going to this another traces which I have already asked this LangSmith check, and I will show you the extra functionalities what LangSmith has to offer. So you click on this one. If you click on this one, so it is going to open, let's say, the new window here. So it will show you the calls as is shown here, runnable sequence. And if you click on this Olama, it is going to show you the output here. So if you go to this runnable sequence, so you are asking the question, what is machine learning? And this is the output, right? And you can even choose from here what type of answer you want to get. For example, this is ML, this is JSON and ML, right? So, and you can even give the feedback. Let's say that you are okay with the feedback, then you can also get the feedback. So there is no feedback recorded for this run as of now. Now, if you go to metadata, what will be there is all the things. For example, we are using the Olama LLM, and then the other metadata is LangChain version. This is what it is being used, library, and all the different things. So just play around with this, because sometimes if you need to have the latest version of LangChain. And now let me say that you want to add these things into a data set. That is what I was going to show you. So here is the thing called add to data set. So if you go here to add to data set, so this is the input, this is the output, and you can choose where you want to add. I have already created one called example Olama, but you can of course go here and create a new data set. I will just go here and add this into this. I can submit. So once this is done, this is added and I can see the data set with the view the data set. As you can see here, I have tested different things in the afternoon also, and now you can see that different examples is being shown here, and you can test if this is correct or not with a test also here. I'm not going to go through test right now, but if you go in the test, so you can create a new test. For example, you can see from here there are different things and the code is also being provided. You can choose any of these on the left side also. If you, let's say you choose harmfulness, and as you can see here, the code will be added here in the existing code evaluation. This is really good how they have implemented this, and I'm not going to go through again here as I said you. But one more thing, if you go to the projects, so if you go to this one, as I said you, if you click on this, and here this is the stats icon here. So if you see, it takes 3.52 seconds, and this is 24 prompt tokens, 79 completion tokens, and also for others also, right? It is shown here. And by the way, if you are using the paid version, for example, I think it is now supported in the OpenAI models, that you can even see the cost associated with that particular thing. So if you just scroll this here, as you can see here, it is added in the data set. We just added that, right? And if you scroll here, you can see how many tokens, and first token how many time or millisecond it took, what is the cost, because this is free, it is not shown here. And if you scroll here, there is the metadata reference, and if you want to add more, if you see here, there is this columns. If you click here, you can choose which one to show in the UI. So now almost all are being chosen here. And also one good part is, let's say that on the left side also it is shown the details. For example, here this is the run count is 3, and there is 420 tokens being used. Okay, median tokens, error rate is 0%, is streaming 100%, latency you can already see from there, and filter shortcuts. For example, if you just want to see something also, let's say I just want to see the change, and it will be filtered based on that and then runnable, because now we all have that. But if you have many, let's say LLM calls or traces, then you can just filter out from these filter things. These things is, let's say that you practice this once you, let's say, go into implementing things, right? It's not that you need to learn all the things at once, but just explore these things. Now it is available for us all, right? This is one thing. And also this is the traces. If you just want to see the LLM calls, you can just see the LLM calls, because I'm using the Olama model. As you can see here, it is showing the Olama. This is the system message, start time, what is the latency, dataset, as I showed you before. All the different things are shown here. If you want to go inside, click this, and it will be showing here, okay, runnable sequence. And you can even go here and see, okay, what is the stats from here, most relevant, all. As you can see, there is the string output. And yeah, I don't need to go and show you all the different things, but you can even go and share this. That's another thing. And one more thing that I want to show you here is, if you maybe, let's go to the traces now. There is, because I explained you the dataset part, I showed you the traces, and the third one was the, if I go again here, there is this annotation queues. All right, what is this annotation queues? If you go here, it says start by bulk adding runs to a queue from a project, right? Add human feedback to your LLM projects. That's what the annotation queue does. And let's say that you want to add some of the LLM traces into this queue. How to do that? You can go to the projects, choose the project that you want. For example, this one, I will choose this project, and here, as you can see, it is add to dataset. We have already added to this into the dataset, and this is send to annotation queue. If you click this one, so now it will ask you where to send. There is nothing now, so I can create a new annotation queue. I can just give this test. I don't need a description now. I will create this one, and now it is being added to the annotation queue and the test. So here someone will go and check, okay, what is the question and what is the answer. and you can even go here and change different things, and you can even view the RON from where it is coming from, right? And the good part here is now, as you can see, there is the feedback. The person who is going through this can just go here and say, okay, I will just give it is correct. So I will give one feedback. So the feedback is now recorded, and you can even give some notes here. That is really good. And by the way, you can even create a new tags out of it. Let's say that this is because you can have as many tags as you want. For example, here there is faithfulness score. You can just go here and give the scores. You can go here and add more tags as you want in the project. So this is really good because having human in the loop kind of things into the tracing application is really good concept. So the last one I want to show you now is if I go to this hop, meaning that the prompt hop, right? Or the prompt, what can I say this? This is the place where you can go and see the existing prompts from others, and then also you can create your own prompt and share it with others. That's really good concept here. And you can go and check with the use cases also. There are different use cases as you can see here, and there is the type, look at chat prompt template or string prompt template, different languages also, and what are the different models being used, right? So this is really good. For example, let me say that I just want to make some joke kind of things, right? I will go here and type joke. So it says topic joke generator. I will go inside this, and this is the prompt, and what are the different commits made by the people. We can also see this because this is the behind the scene, it's the git concept. And here is the prompt, and can you please tell me a fun story about, and this is the topic, right? If you go here, you can just copy this and use it in your application, but we will maybe let's try it here, right? We can try it in the playground itself. So there is the thing called try it here. Let's click on this one. So now there is the prompt playground being opened, right? So this is, could you please tell me a fun story about? I can just go here and say maybe machine learning, right? Machine learning. And now one thing is, there is no OpenAI model here. We need to actually use the one from the existing one. There are some fireworks, Google Palm, and Chat Fireworks, Chat Google Palm free, but there are others which you need to also pay. But without that, you cannot, because let's say that I go to OpenAI, there is the models that you can choose. I can go and choose, okay, GPT 3.5 turbo in stock. I can change the temperatures here and all the different things. But if you want to now start, it will say there is no API key. So how to provide the API key already in the prompt template? Now let's just go to our OpenAI website. I will create a new API key, create one, and I will copy this. By the way, I will delete this after this video, so no need to mention in the comment section that I exposed my API key. I will go here in the secrets and API keys. I will go here, Control V, enter, and now if I run it again, as you can see here, this is AI. Sure, here is a fun story about machine learning, and it provides here answer. Meaning that you can take the existing prompt already from this hub, test it in the prompt playground already, and then use this in your application. This is really good use case here. So if you don't want to save your API keys, just go here and then just remove this. That's it, it's gone. Now if I again start this, it will say there is no API key. You can just quickly check these things. Is there anything that I miss? Let me go to the projects, or let me go to the main website. Okay, I talked about the projects, I talked about the dataset and testing, I talked about the annotation queues, I talked about the hop. So what's next? Let me go to my notes here. So view the traces as well as functionality. Okay, the pricing and the road ahead, right? For that also, let me go to the blog here. I think there is something here. Okay, this is the blog post announcing the general availability. Okay, it's quite difficult to pronounce, of LangSmith and our series A led by Sequoia Capital. So as you can see here, you can just go here and see all the different things mentioned. But what I want to show you is, if you scroll all the way down, there is this, the road ahead, right? There is going to be a support for regression testing, ability to run online evaluators on a sample of production data, better filtering and conversation support, and easy deployment of applications with hosted LangSorb. By the way, there is thing called LangSorb also in the LangChain. If you don't know, that is really good way to deploy the applications. Enterprise features to support the administration and security needs for larger customers, because the big organizations wants to have the security features there, right? Nobody wants to just use this, although they say that they don't use your data. And yeah, about the pricing, that is the main thing people talk about, right? If you go here in the website place, so this is the pricing they have now. So for example, for us who just have a hobby to test different things, it is free always. So there is 3000 traces per month, so designed for hobbyists who want to start their adventure solo. So this is always free, and if you want to have the plus, there is 39 per user per month. So everything in the developer plus, you can see what is there. And there is this enterprise custom things. You need to, of course, contact the LangSmith or LangChain peoples. So yeah, that's all I want to show you. And by the way, there is also the LangSmith documentations where you can just go and explore different things. So there is a user guide, setup, pricing, self hosting things, tracing things, evaluation, monitoring, and the prompt hub. I talked on the higher level. And one more thing, because I want to give as much knowledge as possible and share what is already existing there. And there is this video called LangSmith In-Depth Platform Overview. And there is Ankush, who is the co-founder of LangChain. He has explained in depth in this particular video. I will provide you the link, or you can just go to LangChain YouTube channel and watch this. This is a really good video. I watched this before I explain you here, right? I already have the knowledge, but then I gain more knowledge and I get that, okay, there is something new I can share with you. That's why I create this video in short. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you learned something new and now you will use LangSmith, or maybe because there are other tools also out there, but I find myself LangSmith being the easiest one to use and see the traces of LLM calls. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.